Stocks have fallen in a week 30%.
Are telling you, they are a warning. Just like in 2007.
The Wall Street panic, in my opinion, is over.
We run into a crisis like the Great Depression, like the global financial crisis, because the economy is not an equilibrium system. There's been a dramatic increase in neoclassical economists on Twitter defending their methodology and slagging off at heterodox economists like me. And probably the most prominent is a man who goes by the absolutely wonderful name of JesusFVV V01. Here's Jesus talking about who new students of economics can safely ignore. So he says, a guide for students of economics, 10 statements that demonstrate that someone does not understand modern economics or what an equilibrium is, and that you can safely ignore everything else they say. Now, I was a bit puzzled when I first saw these videos turning up. I don't mind neoclassicals being aggressive at critics like myself. Clearly, I'm aggressive at them, so this is tit for tat. But why now? And it then occurred to me that it's now almost 2 decades since the global financial crisis occurred, and it is literally 2 decades almost to the day from when I started warning that the crisis is going to happen. I began doing that in December of 2005, the reason being that at that stage I'd been asked to be an expert witness in a court case on predatory lending. I hadn't looked at the data on private debt for a long time. I looked at it. I was horrified. I thought the trend can't be maintained. When that trend breaks down, there'll be a crisis. Somebody has to warn about it. And at least in Australia at the time as I was then, I was that somebody. So I became very prominent in warning about a crisis, both in Australia, which Australia managed to evade by restarting its housing bubble, but the crisis which became the Great Recession for Americans, the global financial crisis for everybody else. About the only country not to have a recession at the time was Australia. And I'll explain why that happened in another video.